Chapter 3: The Species Who Knew Too Much. We all know that it's good to be smart. It's even better to be very smart. But being too smart is just asking for trouble. Take human beings for example. We were smart enough to invent gardening and healthcare. We developed Bob Evans restaurants and Fox News, and we've managed to take hard candies and gentle yet effective laxatives to exciting new horizons. But somewhere along the way, we got too smart for our own good. We started inventing dumb things like car alarms, leaf blowers, and spray-on hair. You think that dumb things would have been good enough for us, but no. Our big, ridiculous brains just weren't satisfied. We had to take things one step further. So we began creating incredibly dangerous things like atomic bombs and nuclear warheads, and we built enough of them to wipe out everybody on the planet. Then, like the smarty passes we are, we handed the launch codes over to politicians. Only human beings are smart enough to be that dumb. It turns out that brains are a lot like beans. They're both good, but you really don't want to overdo it with either one. You see, too much of a good thing usually ends up being a very bad thing. One way or another, you're probably going to end up with a big, stinky mess. The story you're about to read is the unfortunate tale of how the smartest brain on the planet created the biggest, stinkiest mess the world has ever seen. But before I can tell you that story, I have to tell you this story. Chapter 4: Smart Earth. As any scientist will tell you, we exist in an ever-expanding multiverse with an infinite number of stars and planets. One of those planets, which orbits around the center star in Orion's belt, is called Smart Earth. Smart Earth is almost identical to our Earth, except that everybody who lives on Smart Earth is a genius. The reason everybody on Smart Earth is so smart is that the entire planet is made of an element called Cygo-Gogo-624. Cygo-Gogo-624 is a slightly radioactive substance that can bind with organic matter, morph into complex organisms, and be mixed with mayonnaise and dill pickle relish to create both a tasty salad dressing and a clean burning fuel sauce that's with enough power to light up an entire city. One of the remarkable side effects of being in close to proximity the Cygo-Gogo-624 is that it makes people much smarter than they normally would be. Even though Smart Earth is inhabited by geniuses, it still has a lot of similarities to our Earth. They've got McDonald's, though it's called Smart McDonald's. They have smartphones, which are called smartphones. And they've got the Huffington Post, which is called the Huffington Post. One day, a smart scientist at smart Harvard University decided to do an experiment. It was the smartest, most intelligent experiment that anyone on Smart Earth had ever conducted. It was so incredibly smart, in fact, that it ended up being totally dumb. That afternoon in her laboratory, Smart Earth's smartest scientist mixed the smart diet cook with smart pop rocks. Then she added a third ingredient to this highly volatile concoction, smart Mentos. This is what happened. Chimbalus. Chapter 5. Lego My Psycho Go-Go Sizzle 24. The explosion that followed the sent chunks of Psycho Go-Go Sizzle 24 whizzing off in different directions throughout the galaxy and beyond. One piece of Psycho Go-Go Sizzle 24 landed in a pond on the nearby planet Batpun, causing all of the pond water to turn into smart pond water. Soon the fish in the pond became so intelligent they started swimming in schools. Another piece of Psycho Go-Go Sizzle 24 ended up landing in a grape vineyard on planet Peanut. The Psycho Go-Go Sizzle 24 was quickly absorbed into the soil and was subsequently sucked up into the grapes. These grapes, which had until recently been harvested almost to extinction, suddenly became self-aware and self-intelligent. They banded together in bunches and rose up to defeat their oppressors. The battle lasted one whole night, but sadly, it ended the next morning when the sun came up. The rebellion suffered when the poor grapes ran out of juice. Apparently, there's a rising for everything. Perhaps the most devastating result of the destruction of Smart Earth, however, occurred when a tiny piece of Psycho Go-Go Sizzle 24 entered our own planet's atmosphere. It started down through the sky at a terrific speed, zooming closer and closer to the small Midwestern town of Precourt, Ohio. Finally, the tiny chunk of Psycho Go-Go Sizzle 24 crashed through the roof of the Precourt family home for the reality challenged it.